And we're live. Hey, everybody. How are you doing today?
We're good.
Well, doing well. Alrighty. This is week 11 of the Guardian podcast. And welcome, everybody. And let's see. Let's go ahead and get started with introductions. Starting with you, Chris.
Hi. My name is Chris. RT site name Fernandezi. Don't go by that a lot. Is there anything else you want to know specifically, or just some inside stuff?
How many RTXs? How many years?
RTX is 0, Guardian 0, so I'm the newbie of the group. So every time I usually ask a question, it's usually the basics. Trying to get familiar with stuff. But I'm really excited. I'm really pumped to meet everyone. And yeah, it's going to be fun, I think.
Oh, it will. It totally will.
I need some assurance there.
Alrighty. Next up, Aaron.
Well, I'm Erin, obviously, and I'm Erin M on the site, which is pretty simple. This is my second year as a Guardian and my second RTX. I was a newbie last year, and it's a lot of fun. You never know what to expect, and I still don't know what to expect this year, but that's.
Uh-oh. Oh. No, Aaron!
What? Oh, you froze up for a second there, Aaron.
I said last year, and we don't have our assignments for this year yet, so.
Yeah. We're getting close, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Marcy?
I'm Marcy. I am known as Dilger on the RT site. This will be my fourth RTX and my third year being a Guardian. The past 2 times, I have been a PA for Mr. Bernie Burns.
Ooh.
Yay! So much fun! Right, guys, right?
Yep. Oh, Bernie, he's such a character.
Yeah, go Bernie and Ashley, Team Yellow Amazing Race. Okay.
Hashtag ad. Jack?
My name is Jack VP on roosterteeth.com. 4th time as a Guardian, 4th time at RTX, and I forgot what I did last year. Security. There we go.
It's not security, it's response.
I am forgetting things. Yeah.
And I am your host, Jordan. This will be my 5th RTX, my 4th Guardianship, and last year I was a PA, or for the past couple of years. So this will be my 3rd year as a PA if I get chosen again.
Yay.
So.
Who were you the PA for, Miles?
I was Miles's PA. Miles Luna's PA. Thanks for answering me already. Marcy's so excited that she just wanted to answer for me.
Oh, good. Sorry. I stole your thunder.
Yep. It's fine. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So, how has everybody been? I know, Marcy, you were on last week for a little bit after the kind of chaos adding everybody towards the end of the podcast.
Well, I feel bad because usually when there's a Guardian podcast, I create the wall of Marcy comments and I just respond to everybody, but because you guys just keep talking, it's when you get to the question or whatever, you don't even know what the fuck I was responding to. Yep. When you got Red in there, I was like, just throw me in, just make me stop.
Yeah, I guess Brad kept on tagging me. I didn't realize he was trying to contact me on 4 different medias, social medias, like messenger apps, going tag me in. It's I didn't read the others. I just finally saw it on the Q&A. I was like, okay, I'll let you in. And then Marcy came on. I was like, okay, then might as well let her on as well. And we also had Mary on, last second decision, because she's like, I have news to say, let me on. I was like, okay, we'll add you on. And then she left after.
Yeah, no, she's great with the updates and stuff, and she wants to make sure that all the Guardians see when she makes the update and wants to make sure everybody knows. I mean, she works hard, man, and when there's an update, it's so exciting. I can't wait till we get our assignments and so we can see, because I know a lot of people that I've met through the Minecraft server example, and then even my streams that said, hey, I'm a Guardian, first time this year, and I'm really excited to see where they go, and it's are you going to be on my team? Because oh my god.
I think as someone who's really new, it's nice because she seems really updated. All her posts are pretty informative. I'm never left out of the equation. I don't feel I'm out of the loop, or I feel to ask crazy amount of questions. She kind of is really thorough with the updates, especially in the community. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
And hopefully, maybe after this Emerald City Comic Con noise clears up, she can go back to finishing up the assignments and everything. But yeah, when she came on and left, I was like, huh, I kind of feel used. It's like she came. It's like, oh, thanks for letting me on. Bye. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Aw, no.
That's fine.
Mary is always welcome here.
Oh yeah, she is.
Always.
She pretty much wants to be on the podcast as much as possible. So it's just with her convention schedule, it tends to get a little bit haywire around this time of the year.
Do you remember when we used to have podcasts with 10 people on?
Oh my God! Don't remind me.
Those were the best podcasts. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Those were fun. It was like the battle of who gets to speak first.
Yeah,
I loved them.
That
Because most of the time I hosted them.
Yeah.
I can imagine their control chaos.
Oh yeah, no. I think it was actually the first one I was on. It was like 6 people plus Barbara, and like everybody was over talking to each other. But then when Barbara would speak, everyone's like, they would even like mute their cameras. They're like, she speaks.
Yeah. And that was like I said. I keep on saying the story, but that was the first time that I had an interaction with Sam Waldo, who was one of the PAs last year. She was on the Barbara podcast the first time we had her on, and Sam's was kept on trying to talk, and her mic was muted the entire time, and I didn't realize it. And then I saw like the last minute, and she was like talking, and there's nothing coming out. I was like, oh God.
That is on her, though. Sad to say, you gotta make sure your mic's not muted. That's actually, I guess, like what happened last week. When like I thought you muted me on purpose. I couldn't hear any one of y'all, but you apparently heard me. I watched the recording afterwards, and I was like, God damn it, so dumb.
Oh yeah, that's funny. It's also funny. What was it? 2 weeks ago now, or was it last week? No, it was last week. When Johanna was made a really bad pun, and I muted her, and apparently the function now is if you mute somebody on here, it will like give you a little notification that says stop being obnoxious. And I was like, oh my God.
I know. Poor Johanna, she was like, oh, so I'm obnoxious, huh? I'll just leave. I'm like, no, Johanna, you're amazing. Stop it.
Here, I think it has to be from the moderator.
Oh, okay.
But
Jack was getting ready to do it.
I was so close to doing it.
Oh, that was really funny. That became it. Now that I think that's kind of an inside joke between Johanna, Raph, Maddie, and I.
Oh yeah.
Or Maddie and me. That was just fun. That last podcast was really fun too. So, and also Raph trying to get on for like about a half an hour, and yeah, Google Hangouts has been really kind of dumb to some choice people.
Didn't you guys try to do it on Skype before, and didn't like videos get played, and it was like really weird? What was that people kept sending like really obnoxious like bot messages and videos and stuff? Like Barbara was there. I don't remember.
No, it was Google Hangouts still.
It was a Google Hangouts. Okay.
Yep, we've been on Google Hangouts ever since the beginning.
Okay. I just remember a pregnancy video at one point, and it just kept playing over and over and over again.
That was the live stream we had. They I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They had like a Q&A live stream with Mary and Barbara, and apparently it wasn't like password protected, so anybody could have joined on the live stream.
Oh.
And just random people started showing up and plugging in a video of a lady giving birth.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember watching that and being mortified.
I was like, oh God.
Not to bring up bad memories. Sorry, Jack.
No, it's all right.
I completely forgot that happened.
That's unfortunate.
Maybe my mind's like secretly trying to block it out, just like, please do not remember that. Please do not.
I don't know. We had to watch it in grade 9 biology, and I still can't forget it. So, years.
Oh.
It's all good.
Let's see. Oh, it looks like we have Maddie and Bree Skirsky in the chat.
Hi, Breeze.
Maddie, I love
Breeze
you.
on our Minecraft.
Oh, she's on the server as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Bree. She's been on for the past 2 years, I believe. I think she's been. I think ever since. Yeah, I think it was ever since year 2 that she was on. So she's been on. And then.
Yeah, everyone on that server is pretty tight knit now. It's pretty cool.
That's
pretty cool. Especially because I think for me, like, kind of coming to guardianship, I applied and I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of an afterthought for me, and I was like, I really want to go to Austin. I really want to kind of go down and help out, but I wasn't sure because obviously being a new person, and then you know the ball kind of got rolling, and then I got the email. So it's pretty cool how it ended up like that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I met a lot of people. I met Marcy through Minecraft as well, and Bree and all sorts of other people. So
Yeah,
awesome.
That's basically how I started out too with my guardianship. Like when I first signed up, like 4 years now, or back in December of 2011, I want to say. No, 2012.
Wow.
So back in 2012 when I first signed on, I was like, you know what? I'm probably not going to get it. Might as well. What the hell? And I put it in, and I got accepted. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm now working with a bunch of people I don't know, and James.
Yeah. I think that's my big nervous thing was like I didn't know anybody kind of because the thing is I've been watching I guess Achievement Hunter videos for quite some time now, but I never was involved in that community aspect until obviously very recently, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't really know anyone, you know, kind of logged into the server one day and just, hi everyone, my name's Chris. It's very like I'm very outgoing as a person, but it was very nervous because I didn't know anybody, right? And I would be going to Austin, and I'd be kind of flying down there with no, not expectations per se, but like kind of just no people around me, no kind of close friends that I knew in my community. So, but it's been awesome. Everyone's been really welcoming. Everyone's been answering all my questions, and I mean that's awesome from everyone. So, shout out to everyone.
Yeah.
And that's.
Sorry, Jordan. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's fine. I was just gonna say that's a really good experience because there's a lot of people who come down, they just don't know anybody. And one of the reasons why we started up the podcast is because we're like, hey, we don't know each other. Let's start a podcast and discuss our expectations and hang out and get to know each other. And that's basically what our mission is with the Guardian podcast, so to kind of bring people together.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say my first year going to RTX, I had just been reintroduced back into Rooster Teeth because I've seen Red vs. Blue way back when, like back in 2003. And then college happened, so I kind of got disconnected. But then, like, after college, I got back introduced. But I didn't really want to join the community because I've been in part of fandoms, and fandoms kind of scare me. But this community is way different. It's different than, like, a Tumblr fandom or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I found out through the community that RTX was even a thing. So that's when I just went as a regular person. But then when I joined up to be a Guardian, with my luck with finding a job right now, being a year and no response, I was not expecting to be picked to be a Guardian. Not even that, but to be picked to be a PA Guardian. Not even that, but to be picked to be Bernie's PA. I was just like, holy shit, So I went there.
That's an elevation.
Yeah. I actually sat on my apartment floor and I had a little cry. I was just like, this is amazing. But no, I went and I didn't know anyone. It was like day one, and we do like the little goodie bag, like building and whatever, and like I just stood at a table and I just was part of the assembly line, just whatever, and I just started talking to everybody around me, and like you kind of know people like through like the staff, like with the videos and like other community members, like with just like forum thread posts and stuff, so like you kind of know people but you really don't yet. But I think one of the coolest parts of my first year being a PA Guardian was actually when I met Jackie, because she had made us all Cards Against Humanity cards, and she was just here. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. And I was like, I had no idea who Jackie was, and I mean, like, now I know how much of a community impact she has, but at the time, I guess I just wasn't in that much of the community as I thought, because I didn't know who she was, and here she is giving me a card, like, we're already best friends, and I'm like, you're amazing. So, like, stuff like that happens. It's cool, though. It's cool that we just, like, all love each other already before you even met. It's nice.
I'm really looking forward to that experiences when I get down, so. all thumbs up for me.
Yeah, it's just the camaraderie that you build over the the time that you're interacting, and next thing you know, like for instance with Raph and I, or sorry, with Raph and me, that grammar, Raph and I would sit there and chat on, like I just randomly popped into one of his streams, like on Twitch, and started talking, and eventually picked it up, and then as soon as we came to RTX, it felt like we had been friends for a while now. So it was a really fun experience because when we sat there and last year, that was the first time we met in person, and it was just felt like old times meeting him. So it was really
I'm so
nice.
excited. every time someone mentions something with like RTX, I'm like, I want to go there now. Austin now.
Oh yeah, RTX is really fun. I mean, there can be sour apples too, which try to like break up the mood, but you just can't let it bug you. Don't join in the gossip about them or whatever. Just stick with like doing your job and just be happy with the fans around and the other staff around and just keep on working. And it's not going to destroy nothing. Just keep on going. Don't let it destroy.
I think my story kind of echoes like a lot of people in the community, just because I found Rooster in my own way, and it kind of helped me get through some times. And I think that having to share that experience with other people is going to be tremendous. So I'm all thumbs up. I'm all ready. It's gonna be cool.
Oh yeah.
I can only keep saying, like, in my head I've never been there, right? So in my head I have this image of like, oh, it's gonna be so cool. But I know it's gonna be pretty rad still.
Oh yeah.
I know it's gonna be awesome. Do you guys have like any kind of quick tidbits or? Oh, I'll let you finish. You go, Marcy.
Oh, I was just going to add on to what you were just saying. Being Bernie's PA, literally every fan that comes up to him say that you have saved my life, pretty much. Like, you have brought so much joy into my life, etc. Gets it all the time, and it does kind of kill me every time he says, no, you got yourself out of that. We did nothing. I'm like, you got to stop doing that, Bernie, because, like, it might have opened a door. Like, yes, sure, we ultimately, like, solve our own problems, but you helped open that door a little bit. So you should take pride in that, too. But it's really nice, like, walking around with him and hearing, like, all these fans, like, just, like, say how much, like, Rooster Teeth has helped them out and stuff like that, because they certainly have helped me out too. And I told Bernie all about it, and I'm like, just deal with it, because you helped me out in there, so whatever. But it is really, that's probably one of my favorite parts of the job, is just like seeing how happy people are to meet him, and finally say like how much they're thankful to him, and to have that moment where they're like, I am meeting the guy that is like the biggest backbone of this company, and I get to say thank you in person. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome to witness.
You're gonna make me cry.
It's fine.
It's true though. It's so true. I know it from first-hand experience. So I mean, like my first video watching kind of post, I kind of watched briefly, like you did. I kind of watched a bit of here and there. Like I saw an RVB back in the day, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But I remember watching Michael and Gavin Slender, and I was like, wow, this guy's really angry towards this other guy. This is funny. I should watch more of this. And then, that actually was so advantageous. I watched that video right through a tough period in my life. So that's why I kind of, in my Guardian application, I said, they've helped me. You guys have helped me so much. I'd love to return the favor to other people or something. So it's gonna be cool. I think it's nice that it's kind of, I hear that it's been echoed throughout the community. So I'm gonna start crying like halfway through it.
It's all good. Get the tissues out now, man. Here, have some of mine. It's all good.
But what about you, Jack and Aaron? What were your experiences like for the first time, like coming in to RTX, or like for Jack, for you, for like the returning RTXs, like meeting up with people again?
It's weird because every time I go to RTX, you guys are so, like, I feel I get taller and you guys get shorter. It's weird.
Hey, I'm 6 feet tall, all right? I'm so close to you. I'm so close.
Am I the smallest in the group here?
Don't know.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
5'5"?
Yeah.
How tall are you, Aaron?
5'9".
Oh.
So you
By a lot. It wasn't even close. All right, never mind. Continue the conversation.
Okay. returning RTX. It's cool every year because you get to see friends that you've met up in the past RTXs, but then you get to meet new people. Like I did meet Raph last year. Who else? Bree was another one. Sam and Ann, and it's awesome hanging out with them and finding out that they're decent people.
Decent.
Oh, yeah, decent.
Raph is some decent people.
And I can't wait to meet more people.
That was awesome picking you up from the airport, because we also got there before our, like, an hour or two before our, like, apartment or condo was open to us. Mm-hmm. And we took the time to go, and I was like, oh, is there anybody else in Austin right now? And Tim, George, Heather, I forgot who else was in the room with them at the time, were all just, like, already settled in, having fun. So we went over and hung out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Tim.
And we shot guns, so it was cool.
You guys got to shoot guns. I had to go and put everything into the loft. So.
Yeah, I had the fun part.
I can't wait to go shoot the guns.
Are you in the loft, Jordan?
What?
Are you in the loft, or are you in a loft?
I was in a loft. We were, I think it was on 6th Street, and what was I can't remember. Brazos?
I forgot what it was called.
I'm staying in a loft this year as well.
Yeah, we're staying in an apartment through Airbnb over in the 4th Street rail yards, and there's quite a few friends who are going to be staying there as well. So
East Street peeps, right, Maddie? Yeah. East Street peeps. Sorry, I get to be an East Street peep this time. I'm so excited.
Who are you rooming with?
Me?
Yeah.
Lambency.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Actually, her and my RT Secret Santa. I'm really excited about it. She was going to get a Hilton room, I think, by herself, and she really didn't want to pay for it by herself because I guess she couldn't find people to stay with. I don't remember what she said, but she had made a Twitter post that she was like, I really don't want to pay for this by myself, so if anyone's looking for a roommate, please shout out to me. And we've been getting along so well since I gave her, I don't know if you saw, if anyone follows me, but I made an Elsa doll because she hates Elsa, but she loves BioShock, and I turned it into a little sister from BioShock, and I made it all bloody and dirty and zombified. It was really cool. But
I had no idea that was supposed to be Elsa.
It was an Elsa doll. I literally got an Elsa doll, and I just got the acetone and just wiped her whole face off and just gave her a face up, and I made her a whole new outfit. I made her a wig. Because, like, trying to redo the hair in a doll where its head is this big but the neck is that big, I couldn't get my hand in there to get the Dairy needle to reroot the hair, so I made her a fucking wig, and I just staple gunned it to the head. I was like, just stay on, please. But yeah, she loved it, and we've been keeping in touch since then, so I'm really excited to officially meet her as well. But, yeah, we're going to be in the lofts right on East Street. I mean, I was at the Renaissance Inn for the past 2 years, which is still technically, the 4th Street stuff, but just catty corner to where those lofts are. So
I've been working my way up to the 4th Street ones, and I'm glad that I'm finally actually in one of those this year, because before, like last year, we were in a loft and we kind of got on it too late. Mm-hmm. So. And we weren't wanting to pay that much for an Airbnb, so we went with the loft, which was cheaper. It was fine. It was comfy. But this year we're finally moving to another one. And it's going to be our D&D group for the most part, so it's going to be fun.
Erin hasn't said her story yet.
Yeah. What about you, Erin?
I want to make sure she gets her turn.
Let's see. I haven't been a fan for very long, and really I started mostly with the old shorts, and then the Gauntlet drew me in, and then I started watching the podcast, and I guess it was around fall of 2014, and Barbara started talking about Guardians, and the way she was talking about them in the community and RTX as a whole really made me want to experience it firsthand, so that's actually what prompted me to join the site. Fill out the application, and then kind of like, Jordan and Chris, I was just like, all right, it's out there, we'll see what happens. Like, I wasn't really expecting anything since I hadn't been a fan for very long or in the community. And then I got the email, and I was like jumping for joy. I didn't know what to do, so that was really exciting. And then as we were talking about before, Jordan mentioned Raph's Twitch streams have been really helpful actually in meeting people. I started going to those. I don't remember what inspired me to do it, but Twitch streams are a great way. Yeah, Twitch streams are a great way to meet people, and I actually ended up meeting Chris Snezzy on the Twitch stream, and he invited me up to. Well, I was going to New York, so he invited me to a meetup for RTNY. So I got to meet a whole bunch of people from there. And then the 2 times I went back to New York last year, I actually met up with them. So they're kind of like a family away from home kind of thing. And then so by the time I got to RTX, I had already kind of gotten to know a few people. So it wasn't that intimidating, but it was still kind of crazy just to be in Austin and be at RTX. Because I kept hearing so many people talk about it. And it was just kind of surreal to be there and like be in front of the convention center and see the signs for RTX and know that I was helping to make, you know, the event great for everybody. So that was kind of my experience.
Yeah. It's great. And yeah, that's another thing. It's great meeting people outside of RTX as well. Like you met up with people through RTNY, but you might have met Bluetonian as well.
Yes.
Through that. Our resident troll in the RTX Guardians.
Yes.
But he's really fun to talk to, and that's one thing. Like a lot of people, they have their RTX Guardian family, like whoever it may be, and it's really fun when you get a chance to meet people outside of the convention and just go and hang out and have fun. No stress added to it. Mm-hmm. Which I met up with Jack recently. I was going out for a wedding in Medina, or
whatever it's called. Yeah.
Ohio. It's a
spell it out. Spell it out. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's something simple to pronounce, but they pronounce it different ways, which it's really dumb.
Right.
Like for instance,
Louisville.
Yeah, it's Louisville, but everybody calls it Louisville. So it sounds like we have like peanut butter stuck in the roof of our mouths.
I used to call it Louisville.
That's a good one, but we're named after King Louis XVI. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's even
new things every day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was up in Ohio, and I was up there. I was like, you know what? Don't really like the guy who I'm attending the wedding for, so I'm gonna leave early from the reception and go hang out with Jack. So
it was awesome.
Yeah, so it was really fun and good seeing someone else from the RT community that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year, I was with James, and we went to go see the Legend of Zelda live performance at Nashville. Which was
how cool was that? Was that cool?
It was so good because they were.
Should have lied to me, Jordan. How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
No, it was awful. It was the worst experience ever.
Awesome.
0 out of 10 would go again. But it's really fun getting to hang out with some people. And I think I might be doing it again, so I might be going up to New York to visit Raph and possibly Tim if he decides to come along for a little bit.
Upstate New York or like
Queens?
Manhattan.
Yeah, Queens.
Okay.
Brooklyn.
So, right.
If you're in upper state, upper state New York, hop across the border.
I actually did go across the border a couple of years ago. Went to Toronto Unconventional for 1 year. So
very cool.
Yeah,
very
I met
cool.
up with Red, who's the lead Lions Guardian.
Red.
So that was quite an adventure.
Big Red Man.
I think the first person I'm meeting outside of the community that not all of my friends are in the community, so the person I'm meeting actually might be a friend from Florida because I'm going down there for a bachelor party. So I have to go down there, and she's down there, and I was like, hey, do you want to meet up? And it's going to be kind of cool that way. I'm kind of nervous. Never met anyone outside the community, so.
Oh, it'll be fun, I'm sure.
We don't bite.
Yeah, I hope much. Okay. Oh,
we don't bite hard.
No biting. Okay.
True that. Yeah, no, it's really easy for me to go up to New York to visit anyone that is in that general area than it is for me to see people outside of that. Like I went down to Austin because I was trying to get a job at Whole Foods corporate because I miss working at Whole Foods so bad. But it's still tricky because they keep letting people go to be able to afford their 365 stores. But I got to see a lot of the local Guardians that are down there, and that was so awesome. And it's just like we got like a lot of our anxiety hype of like seeing each other and hugging each other and never letting go before the actual event happens, and that's always fun. That's always fun to see Austin outside of the convention. Unfortunately, I went during South by, so it was still crowded as fuck.
Yeah.
But
still stressful in a way.
But I was still around like a couple days afterwards, so I still got to see like a quiet Austin with no one on the street, and that was pretty neat. So.
Oh yeah.
That's always refreshing to kind of get your bearings. That's actually okay, Chris is gone. I'll wait to talk about it when he gets back. But we should definitely give him the shout out that there he is. There he is. I'll wait. Hey Chris, how are you? So you're on mute, buddy.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, I had to let in the door.
No worries. No, I was just gonna say that definitely spend time trying to get your bearings around Austin, because regardless of what team you're on, you got to know how to quickly get to and from like Hilton, JW, Convention Center, depending on where you're stationed at, of course. But
and if you're a PA, and if you just so happen to become a PA, know where all the nearest groceries and other supply places nearby.
Do your research ahead of time. Yeah.
I will. I think I'm staying with I know you guys probably know these people. I'm staying with Chazzy in the loft.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be on 6th Street, and I've done some prelim like, okay, here's the convention. What's near the convention?
Yep.
And yeah, but I absolutely will. It seems Austin's pretty well, like urban designed words. I can't make the words come together. It seems like things are very accessible there, which seems pretty helpful. But what about your experiences? Do you find that, or do you find like it's like pretty confusing as a
Sundays, food places are closed by 3 p.m.
Oh,
so there's that. Don't try to go find lunch for someone after 3 p.m. because it'll be failed. Sorry.
All right. Gonna make a note of that right now. 3 p.m.
No food. Yeah, no, sorry. That was just a really bad experience trying to get Bernie lunch. And, like, everywhere I went in 110 degrees, every door was locked. And I was like, please, for the love of God, I need to get the man the sandwich, please. Sorry.
Well,
anyways.
I know we mentioned before we went on that, Aaron, you were part of registration, and that was my first choice. So can you, is there anything, you would say to me as someone who's kind of coming in?
I mean, registration is really awesome if you're really hyped to meet people, because it was so awesome to just meet everybody. They're so excited when they come, and they're just like, yeah, I'm here, what's there to do and stuff like that. So, and last year we had a packet that we could hand out to people that had the schedule, nearby information, parking, and all that stuff. So I made sure to note that, this is in your bag, so you should definitely check that. And of course, there's the RTX app that we had last year, which was informative as well as for where the panels were. And I was stationed at the convention center, so it was really fun when people were like, "Where's the Hilton?" I just got to point out the windows, like, it's right there. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is
good to know
how to get to the panels, or how to navigate the convention center, what's on the different floors, how to get into the expo hall. There were a couple of people last year that didn't realize the event was sold out. I guess they were kind of just passing through, and they were like, "Oh, this looks really cool," and we had to tell them no, there's no tickets available. But yeah, generally speaking, everyone's just really excited to be there, so it's fun to get to see that firsthand. You are the first interaction that they get with RTX, basically. So you always want to try and make it a good one. But they're usually really we didn't have very many problems, at least where I was. But yeah, it was fun to also, because we got to check people's licenses and everything and passports. It was really cool to just see where everyone was coming from. So
yeah, I think that's why that's my first choice. I'm really hoping to get on that team, but I've worked at an amusement park, so I feel like I've got some kind of experience with that kind of stuff. So, and it's kind of surprising. One person on the server is coming from England, which is not an unusual thing from what I'm told, but he's coming to visit me in Canada, and then we're going to Austin together. So that kind of avenue is kind of cool to see how international this really is.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm pumped.
And plus, I remember, I think it was my first year as a Guardian, and I was rooming with James and a couple other people, and I met up with day before or the day of my shift. I went to go eat breakfast in our hotel, and I sat there and met like 4 people who were from Australia. And I was like, wow, that must have been quite a bit of a trip for you. They're like, yeah, we dropped like $2,000 for a ticket to come here. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, nope, I love RTX, but as I proving because I didn't Guardian, I wasn't a Guardian for RTX AU. There's no way I would drop $2,000 for a ticket, for tickets for an airline. This is just for airline tickets, not including hotels.
That's called commitment.
Yeah, they're committed, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun meeting all the different people.
Yeah.
Let me go. Speaking of different people, let's go and check out the Q&A and see who's chatting up in here. We got Kev. Kev the pleb on here. The first time I met someone from the community was from the community was rooming with them at my first RTX. That was always fun for a recluse. Yeah, it kind of is fun, especially because I kind of roomed with other people before, with a dorm and college housing, but. I never roomed with just people that I didn't know completely well before until RTX. So it was quite the interesting experience. Maddie says Marcy's finally on the podcast.
Yeah!
Yay!
Finally! I love being on the podcast. Thanks.
She says I love Sam Waldo. She is really funny, or as we called her, the Bruise.
Yep.
Oh god, her bruise is so nasty by the end of RTX last year. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, you're gonna get bruises that you can't explain. Just let it happen and worry about it later.
Oh my god.
Wow, that sounds so wrong when you say it.
Yeah, stop it! Come on.
Sorry,
I didn't mean it like that.
We know, Marcy.
Bruises in weird places.
No, I had a massive bruise that looked like a horse kicked me in the freaking ass, and I'm like, where did I get this? What the hell? But then I remembered later that when Jackie and I were trying to find, it was on the Thursday before RTX started last year, we were trying to kind of rewind. We had a meeting, I believe it was at the JW, that's where all the Guardians had to meet to do their initial roll call or whatever, and we had the hotel managers, I think they were, for the Hilton and the JW kind of verbally tell us where the secret hallways were for if we had to use them, which really only the PAs really need them, maybe panel Guardians, I don't know, whatever, but we were like, we should actually physically go see them. And when we were at the Hilton, Marcy made a boo-boo and went through an emergency exit, and that door did slam into my back, but I thought it hit my back. Apparently, it was cushioned by my butt, and I had a big bruise on it, and I was like, well, that's a thing. But I didn't know where it came from then, and I was just like, Jackie, what did we do? Sorry.
The body's natural cushion.
I guess so.
And Maddie says, I heart you too, Marcy.
I love her so much. Maddie.
She also says, hey, everybody, stop being obnoxious. And Kevin says, I will fight you, Jordan, you nerd. Also, hey, buds.
Hey.
Hey.
I see Bree said that she brought her cats in. Good deal. Good. Yeah. Get them out of the rain. Good job.
This will be my 3rd year.
Hi, Bree!
And yes, the Minecraft people are awesome. I mean, everyone is awesome, but I heart Minecraft people. I finally brought some of my cats home, Marcy.
Good job. Good deal. Hopefully my cats are still inside.
And finally, if you can get a loft or Airbnb with people, is the way to go. Very much a money-saving tip.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can also try Turnkey because they let you only pay 10% first up when you make the reservation. You could pay the rest later. But you guys gave me that thing to tell Lambency and stuff, like when we were trying to figure out something originally, that you can try to ask your Airbnb people if they can like lower the bill so you don't have to pay it all up front. There was one guy we were looking at that absolutely said that you could pay like a third of the bill now and then pay the rest later. Unfortunately, he couldn't really hold it without actually paying something. So like literally within an hour of him saying, "Oh yeah, that's totally fine," someone just paid the whole thing up front. So
Wow.
yeah, you can lose it that way too. So unless you're real quick on the ball, sometimes it doesn't really work out. But we actually found some dude that has been renting out of those lofts since they were practically like available to be rented out like that. I guess like that was something like whoever owns that whole complex was like just getting used to like being like, okay, I guess we can have this be Airbnb available. But ever since that happened, he's been renting them out. So I'm excited that it's someone that actually like knows the area. Yeah, and he owns like, I want to say like 7 of those lofts.
Wow.
So I'm sure there's other Guardians that got one of them. So, but we got the tiniest one he had available, and I was like, it's fine. I'll sleep on the floor as long as I'm next to the convention center to be available. I'm good.
Let's see. Hashtag Rail Yard Squad from Kevin. Yeah. Because him and Rap are going to be part of the Rail Yard Squad as well.
Yay!
But
may I ask what is the Rail Yard Squad?
Rail Yard is the name of the apartment complex where a lot of people stay. The one that's literally right beside the Austin Convention Center. So
it's across from the Marriott Courtyard Inn / Residence Inn, where the Starbucks and Champs is.
Oh,
right across the street.
Yeah.
I'll have to take your word on that one.
Let's see. While we're talking about money saving, let's talk to Erin because she's made some really awesome posts over the past like what was it, like when did you start, like 6 months ago I want to say?
Somewhere around there. I lost track.
You made some awesome posts about saving money, so
yeah, that's kind of my thing. By day I'm actually a personal finance writer, so I know a lot of people think that's boring, but I decided to try and turn my life skills about money into something helpful for the community, because I just kept getting tired of seeing people and talking to people that wanted to go to RTX but just didn't know how to make it happen, because it can be financially overwhelming. I mean, like we were saying earlier, if you're international, you're easily looking at thousands of dollars in plane tickets, and then who knows, maybe another $1,000 in hotels and food and whatnot. So it can get expensive pretty fast if you're not careful about it. And I know there's a lot of younger fans out there that might not have either the financial know-how or the income, to get there, and maybe they're relying on their parents or they just need to budget more. So I decided to give back to the community in the best way I know possible and basically write a how to afford RTX guide, which has become a beast. Most of my journals are probably around the 2,000 word mark, so I'm trying not to bore people to death, but I'm hoping that, it's informative enough. Yeah, so I spend a couple of hours on each of those posts, but I received decent feedback from it, so I'm hoping that some people can use it to make it to RTX, basically. And I say, even if you can't go this year, it never hurts to start early enough, for next year. So yeah. I have everything from budget templates to how to save money to how to earn more money to exactly what costs you have to expect when you come down here. Driving versus flying, if you can drive. Obviously if you're within the country. Just everything possible that I could think of, basically from my experience last year, has gone into that, and I'm always welcome to feedback and other people's information input. So.
Yeah, and they've been actually really helpful. Like I would normally go for like just the cheapest place, but it really helps to go with Airbnb because they got some really cheap places if you get in early enough, because they start selling out as soon as Guardians are picked. For like the ones by the rail, the ones at the rail yard specifically. So, if you can find one that holds a lot of people, and like for instance, mine holds up to 6 people, so I can go and get 6 people, and then we can split the costs evenly, so it can turn from being $1,800 to $300 for each person, which is what ours ended up being. Correct, Jack?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So it's really helpful to do that, and definitely share rooms with people.
Mm.
Also, account for food. Definitely account for food in your budget, because there have been people in the past who sit there and they're like, I don't have enough money because I spent a lot of money on just getting food. So they have literally nothing when they go back.
Yeah.
So
That's why I have a whole post on all the stuff that you need to include in your spending plan, basically. And then I actually made a template in Google Sheets that people can download and copy. And basically, they can just allot their money to whatever. Like merch, I know is a big one for a lot of people. Like I'm personally not a merch person, but I've heard people saying they plan on spending $500 on RTX merch. So if you're planning on doing that, make sure you leave enough money to actually live off of while you're here. You know, like you said, you don't want to leave yourself with no money for food or anything like that. Or in my post, an example I gave was, you know, you might end up meeting with random people and maybe you want to go out with them. And there's a ton of bars. Obviously, 6th Street is crazy. So if you're going to be spending a lot of money on alcohol, then you need to include that too. And there's so many different things that could happen that you might want to enjoy while you're down here, especially because this is the 4th of July weekend this year.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to leave yourself enough money to be able to say yes to things that you want to go do. So that's my whole philosophy around it.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, with like alcohol, there's one of Rap's friends, Shoban, or is it Shobin? I can't remember how you pronounce it, but he had a bunch of money left over by the end of RTX last year, so it was really fun for him because he spent the remainder of his budget, account for everything, and started buying people shots at the last little RTX meeting at the Buffalo Billiards, and that was really fun. I kept on trying to buy him shots back, but the nice guy would not allow me to buy him a shot back. So it's really fun to do as well. So if you make some friends, pay a little bit back to them if they've done something for you. So buy them a drink. Just money is a huge thing with RTX. So it's like a constant anxiety thing for people because they don't know whether they're going to have enough money when they get in.
Yeah, you don't want to go into it like that. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy the experience for what it is. I mean, if you want to go down there and make the most of your trip, or especially if you're younger and you want to go down there as a vacation or to explore the city or something like that, you want to leave yourself enough money to be able to do that. Because I've gone on vacations before where I've done the penny pinching thing and tallying up everything and just making sure that I have enough money for tolls and gas and all that stuff, and it takes the fun out of it. And you want to make sure you're set beforehand so you're prepared and you can just go into it knowing that you are in control of your money and you know where everything's going and what you're spending on, and this way you don't have to end up with any regrets, because that would suck. I mean, there's so many good opportunities at RTX too, and you don't have to go out on 6th Street if that's not your thing. I mean, people are throwing hotel parties and stuff, and you can play board games. I mean, there's tons of stuff to do, but I mean, the food scene in Austin is obviously it's well known. So if you want to go and experience all the different types of places they talk about on the podcast, then make sure that you have that in your budget.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. And also remind yourselves that Austin is a toll city, so they don't technically have change or physical money tolls.
Oh.
So be prepared. If you go through and you're in a car or something, you might get a bill in the mail later on. It might be 6 months to a year down the road, like I learned, because they're rather slow with their service, but they do bill you afterwards. So be prepared for that if you're driving. Yep. If you stay within the city limits, you normally don't have to do it, but once you start going out to Round Rock, Cedar Park, and all that, it's there's tolls everywhere.
Huh. Okay.
So, be sure to account for that. Try to think of what else.
I mean, one of the things I do, when I bring money, because again, I'm currently unemployed, so I have very limited money. Food is the biggest thing that I gotta think about, but going out all the time isn't really the best way to do it. Sure, it's exciting to go out to dinner with your friends and have a big fun time, but sometimes you also gotta be a little I don't know. stingy, sure, or just like realistic in a way. Just like I probably shouldn't blow all this money plus tip, like especially there's going to be people that are probably not going to have money and you're going to have to cover them. Like stuff like that can happen. You know what I mean? So it's like I always say like, you know, go to like a grocery store, like see if you can get like a couple people in like a lift and like go to a grocery store and just get like a couple of snacks, just like stuff that has like potassium, protein. I'm being the mom here now. Potassium, protein, like iron, like any like a good nutritional value. Stuff that in your mouth like in the morning before you go in to check in to your duties, and like have some like on you like in a pocket or your bag or whatever to have throughout the day, because while you are supposed to have a lunch break, like an actual break, a lot of you guys don't, and that sucks. But as long as you have something on you, then you can at least still keep trucking and still do your job, and that's really, you want to make sure you're taken care of. You gotta eat, but like like if you end up running out of money, that's gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I always
I
like
would.
yeah, at Whole Foods I usually will just go there and like they'll have like pre-made meals where it's like a meat and like a vegetable or whatever, and I'll just eat that for breakfast. I'm just like, you know, shove it down my throat and then I'm ready to go. And I'll have my granola bars on hand, which Bernie never eats because they're healthy.
Bernie is allergic to healthy stuff, so.
Yeah, that podcast where he said that Marcy keeps giving me granola bars, yeah, fuck, no. He never ate a single one of them. He's like, this is healthy. And I'm like, whatever. Ashley ate them, so, ayo.
Yeah. So Ashley probably gained probably like 5 pounds just from all the granola bars that you get done passing off. So.
They're Laura bars. Laura bars are good, though. They're nice and healthy. They're paleo. Anyways, but yeah, that's another thing. And it's like also with merch, I only worry about the stuff that's RTX exclusive. Like, you know, there was a big hubbub with these kids when they were being sold at RTX.
Oh god, those sold out quickly.
Yeah, Bernie threw them at me. He was like, "What's something in here you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I like the plushies. I'll get one of those." And he's like, "Here, here." So he gave me all of them. But like those were like literally my only thing. That and the RTX exclusive shirt. But past that, anything's in the store. So when you're more financially prepared, you can always get it in the store. Like sure, you got to think about shipping and all that too. But it's like you can get it later, you know. So just food's a big one. You got to stay nourished, especially if you're a guardian, because you got to keep going. So
yeah.
But with merch,
you did get to those points where you're starting to wind down, and you're like, oh god, I do need something to eat, or I need some water or something like that. But it helps to be well, you know, nourished for the day. So.
Yeah. At Response, they always keep telling us like drink water. You gotta eat something because we're always running around the convention center, so that's always important.
And also also just for a little tip, they will have food in the G-Spot. Usually in the ACC. I'm not sure if they decide to do it for the satellite ones, but for the ACC, they usually have chips, pretzels, granola bars, stuff provided by like the vendors or people who decide to go out and do it, like Marcy did a couple years ago. But yeah, like they'll have stuff ready for you guys. So if you need a little bit pick me up, go grab a pretzel bag, get yourself some carbs.
Yeah, I see that you got that idea from Tim, Mr. Tim's in the chat. Hey, Tim. But yeah, that's true. They do have bars. They have water usually. I mean, even if it's not like the bottled water, they'll have those little cup and water stations in the hotel and the convention center. You know, both hotels, that is. Just always ask. Be like, I need to get water or I'm going to pass out. And they will just be like, go. So stay hydrated. Get food in you. Like I always say, especially if you don't have like a potassium intolerance rather, that's the word. Have something with potassium, like a banana or something like that, because potassium gives you instant energy boost, and that definitely wakes me up in the morning before coffee. Coffee dehydrates you. Sorry guys, I don't drink coffee anymore, so it's just like, don't eat it. Just, you know, have that good energy in the beginning, and then you don't need coffee. You'll be good.
Oh, I still have coffee. I just go and have water to back it up with me.
There you go. Then that works. That works out as long as you can do that.
Yeah, that's interesting. When you had to, I think Miles asked for like for really strong coffee, like the first RTX. I was like, oh, I know where to go. Went to Joe's, got like the turbo coffee. Big mistake though, because Miles was, you know, all wound up and ready to go after that. So, Yeah, so also do some research on your staff or if you're a PA, because if you're like Miles and you don't realize how energetic he is, like for instance, the first time I met him, he saw someone he knew and he went, so and so, and threw his bag up and started sprinting forward. I was like, oh, geez, that's what they're going into.
Or you could have someone like Bernie who absolutely ignores you until literally an hour before the start of the first day. You just gotta watch every podcast and make sure that you pay attention to what they're saying, because maybe they'll release some sort of hint of what they like. I just knew he liked snacks, but I did get it cleared with Barbara that I think the first year I was partnered with him, he was on a very specific diet for Laser Tame. So I bought all of this granola, or not granola, but like trail mix rather, like nuts, because nuts based are better than oat based, because whatever. And I bought water. I bought a water for all the Guardians, actually. That was fun. Mm-hmm. And then, God, I don't even remember what else. I think I got like turkey jerky and whatever Whole Foods had, because at the time I was working for Whole Foods, so I had a discount anyways. And yeah, he ended up not eating any of it. He ended up just wanting Fritos and Doritos the whole time, and so the Red Bulls with the full sugar. So I just left it in the green room in the convention center, because this was before we spread out to the hotels. And yeah, other staffers enjoyed it, so at least someone enjoyed it. But
oh yeah, that was funny too with Miles when he was telling me, oh yeah, I met up with him and we started eating. I think it was Mod's Pizza, and we were having conversation about like a plan of attack, which essentially led to fuck it, let's just wing it. And I was like, okay, cool, we're going in with this blind. Okay, fun. But. He was like telling me about like he had like cavity or so, like bad cavities or something, and I was like, okay, so no Red Bull, no sugary drinks, and what does he get like when he gets there? Coffee, Red Bull, all the above. I'm like, try and be responsible, but who knows? But
yeah, you can only do your best like when you're a PA Guardian. Like, it would be nice if you can get in contact with your staff member before the convention actually starts. You can get the basis down. Like, what are you going to need every single day? Exchange of information so they can contact you with a random thing. I need handcuffs and a coat and whatever, stuff like that for whatever prank they want to pull. But yeah, sometimes it's not going to happen because they're busy. They're doing the crunch. So if that happens,
you're flying everywhere and having meetings almost every minute of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, 2014 was probably, like I keep saying, was the busiest year, because not only did he have all of this like Laser Team interview stuff, like boosting the preparation of the movie that they were making, but the fire drill, the fire drill, yeah. And he had his kids every single day around as well, so I had to play babysitter for them and manage him around, and it was a lot. Versus last year, he had a lot of off-site stuff, and kids weren't there every single day. I think they were only there like maybe 1.5 days, and yeah, he was just like by 6:30, he was like, "I'm done, going home," and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with myself? So it definitely constantly changes a lot. So.
Here, let's read a little bit of the Q&A. Tim says, thank you, Base Nature Valley bars in the Guardian rooms. They fuel me all weekend. Yeah, definitely. Nature Valley, not my favorite. They're kind of dry. They're kind of dry, but they do fill you up.
They do. But don't let that be your only food, please, for the love of...
Yeah, do you guys have Kashi bars?
Well, those are not
Kashi.
Kashi bars, yeah.
Kashi bars are pretty good. Cliff bars are the standard, I feel.
Oh yeah, we had Cliff bars last year as well. So.
Did we?
Yeah. There. We had it for a little bit. I think they were like very limited, but then the rest of them were like, were Nature Valley. But I do remember seeing Cliff bars for a little bit.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Get them while supplies last.
Right. Yeah.
Cliff bars are my like go-to travel food.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are the best.
Yeah, they're great. Very sugary though. But
you should probably read it that George and I are having condo parties this year because the bars are too much, and then Chris, you said, "Are we, Tim?" Yeah. So I guess so. Sorry, I'm paying attention to when the order of these things are coming in.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he is right though. Or like you might get into a point where you're like one of the Guardian podcast friends, and he used to be a Guardian. He went in the first night. We went to a bar on 6th Street, and he ended up getting drunk and buying people like very generous drunk and started buying people like rounds, and he racked up a bill of over $200 within the first night.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I didn't even drink, and I just watched him doing this, and I'm like, I should stop you, but I'm not.
You should. Oh, it's all your fault. I'm kidding.
This is so fun. I'm just going to keep watching this go on.
Yeah. See, this kind of relates to what Aaron was saying, but like I have to budget because of the exchange rate, because exchange rate's horrible right now. So I have to kind of like think about what I'm changing over, and then now every time I go to the bar, I have to be conscious of, okay, like it's not this much of money. I have to kind of do the exchange rate in our heads. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to really budget that aspect, and I'm not too happy with the exchange rate right now. So I'll be spending a lot of money there.
It's Gizmo's turn to talk. Sorry.
Hi.
He came back. He left to go eat some food, and now he's back. Gizmo, do you have any input on this topic? I guess that's
Gizmo, give me some money advice.
Yeah.
He wants to go visit the Blue Cat Cafe.
Yeah. Oh God, the Blue Cat Cafe was so fun. But it was so sad because like the really friendly cats were already adopted because they had the red collars on, and there was this one that was literally a Joe the Cat wannabe, and he was this big orange cat. Jen Archer and Maddie, they have a couple of pictures of this cat, but he'll just like come up and just find your lap, knead a little bit, and then just sit. And that was it. And I was like, I want to take you home. But yeah, it's fun.
All the cats that I've met are not friendly, so I think these are the cats that I need to be friends with.
Yeah.
Gizmo's friendly.
Yeah, these are American cats. American cats are friendly.
That's the secret. Damn it.
But yeah, if you get a chance, if you're a huge cat lover, go check out the Blue Cat Cafe in Austin. And they have cats everywhere in the place. For me, I'll
Where
probably
is
die.
that?
Is it
That's not
downtown?
in 6th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
It's six.
I would like to address what Kevin said. If you need some tips from a Canadian, hit up Navos. Navo-HS?
Navos. He goes, but his real name is Shoban. And he's
I will absolutely.
he's the very generous one who buys all shots at the end of our game.
Oh, so I have to be good friends with this person. Then.
Yeah, so I hung out with him for a little
Gotcha.
while.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do.
Oh yeah. Also, we experienced this with Red and Show kept on. He was appalled by the size of our drinks when he went when he came to America for the first time. And I remember Red when he first came in. He's a resident Canadian. He's from Toronto, so he came in, and our large is like 3 times as big as your all's large, basically. So
Okay.
you get more for your dollar in the United States. But
Well, I mean, there is a saying, everything is bigger in Texas, right? So
Oh,
yeah.
you drink out of mason jars.
given that, there has to be some kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Also, if you go to
Fancy.
Round Rock Donuts, they have a Texas-sized donut that's as big as my head. So
I've heard of this place. I've heard of this place from other people, so these are all coming back to me now. All them up.
And also, if you want another big meal, go to Freebirds. It's a Mexican restaurant, and all they serve is burritos. They have one. Their largest size is, I don't kid you, it's like holding a small child, and it's like probably about this big. It's a
I
pretty.
remember-
I'll have like leftovers for the whole weekend, is what I'm hearing.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, eat a third here, a
Okay.
third there.
All right.
And then,
Bree, sorry, just real quick. Bree brings
Right.
up a good point about drinking all the water, cooler inside, but still a lot of bodies causing heat. Brings up a great topic: deodorant. Don't just put it on in the morning. You bring that with you, and you continuously put it on throughout the day. Holy crap! Like, what was the hottest it got last year? It was like in 110, wasn't it?
no,
Did it get hotter than that?
Hold on,
Honestly,
let's
it was
convert that into.
It didn't get that hot. It got to 108 or something like that.
Okay.
Because it was
Close
like
enough.
it was like a discount
on.
code for RTX.
Yeah. It was really
I
hot. It
convert
was,
this into Celsius.
there
Oh
you go.
my God! Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, over 40 degrees Celsius. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm used to like humidity from my area, but even dry heat will make you sweat because all the moisture in your body wants to come out, you know. So it's like you're gonna smell, and you don't want to smell with the fans, and especially not the staff. Do
Also,
it,
Bring sunscreen, especially if you're fair skinned.
Tim. Where is Tim? Tim fucking hell, you better put that sunscreen on. I'm going to be so mad at Tim if he doesn't wear sunscreen.
I saw pictures of him from the Paramore cruise, and he was burnt all to hell.
Parahoy, yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna get motherly on that boy. He doesn't bring his sunscreen. I have.
When you guys are talking about, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, was that heat because of like convention heat, or was that like Texas plus convention heat, or was that Texas?
That's regular Austin.
Like what kind of heat?
Regular Austin.
Just Austin in general. I mean, the attendees don't make it any better, but just in Austin in the summer, it's hot all the time.
I have one word of warning though. Chris, if you do get registration, because I was in the convention center last year, I was freezing. So if you get cold easily, which I know I'm very rare, but I had a hoodie on and everything, I was really cold. So I was wearing pants when I was sitting, because at registration you're just sitting there. You know, you're not really doing a whole bunch of like, strenuous work. Whereas PAs, yeah, you're running around, you might be going to different buildings. That's a completely different ballpark. But at least at registration, all of us had like our bags with us, because that's one convenience of, you know, you're sitting down so you can easily reach for your belongings. So just be prepared, like have a bunch of different stuff with you just in case.
Thanks. I absolutely take that. I don't get cold too easily, thankfully, but you never know. You never know in that condition. So, Jack, there's a question from Tim for you.
Oh yeah. What gun are you looking forward to shooting the most this year?
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
bye, Jack.
Jack, did you hear me?
Second one.
Oh, there he is.
No, I didn't.
Uh-oh. Robot.
Yeah. Jack, what happened to you, buddy? You keep coming in and out. Mayday, SOS.
Okay, there you go. Oh, no. Jesus.
Hey, Jack, how would you type it in chat and we'll move on? No, I'm kidding.
No, he dropped from the call, so he has to.
Is there like? I've never even fired. Are you talking about literal guns? Is there actually a gun range?
There's a shooting range that.
What are we talking?
That's like, what I think they're talking about is the shooting range.
Yep. It's a shooting range,
That's
and
cool.
like, you know, it's like standard shooting range. You know, you get a series of guns. I'm not sure how crazy they get. Like the one near me, they have some like automatic weapons that you can shoot for fun if you want.
No thanks.
Yeah, so like
to use standard is like I have no experience, right? So
I would start off with a 22 and work your way up to like a 9mm. Because 22 basically like shooting a pea shooter. It's very easy to handle, and 9mm are like pretty much the standard for most people. 45, if you're not ready for it, can have some really decent blowback. And 50 cal, that's out the question if you're a starter.
I prefer the.
I will say all of these numbers are just.
Yeah. Let's just say 45 is standard military rounds.
Okay. All right. Hi, Jack. Welcome back.
Jack, what gun are you most forward to, or which one are you looking forward to the most for gun shooting? So.
I don't know guns, so Halo 1 pistol. I don't know.
I don't do guns. You guys have fun with that. I actually have a weird gun story. Because that is something that a lot of people that are first-time Guardians have concerns about, and especially how to react if they see one on convention property and or around it. No guns, period, allowed on the property. You see it, you report it.
Yeah.
Go as high as you have to go. Absolutely.
Actually, I think, aren't they banned in?
Absolutely banned. Absolutely banned in the property. You know, it's like there's the open carry.
I was meaning in Austin proper, like in the city. I think in the city of Austin, like downtown, you're not allowed to have guns out.
I'm not sure. I think walking around there is still like some openness about open carry. I don't know. I don't live there. You would have to ask an Austin person if they know. But I know inside like establishments, they have the right to say absolutely not. And there's postings everywhere where they say you can't bring weapons in here, what have you. But during RTX, in the hotels, the venue, no, none at all. But I was picking up Bernie Saturday last year, and a guy in military getup, probably not military, just wanting to look intimidating, had, you guys are going to have to tell me, AK what?
AK-47?
There you go. He had like 3 of them strapped around him, plus pistols on his his hips, and he had stuff on his boots, like he had holsters on his boots, and he's walking around, and there was attendees, like there were a bunch of girls and like one guy, and they were like kind of like trying to walk away from him, and they were just like walking down that park that's right in front of the convention center next to the Hilton, and just trying to like, okay, we're just gonna go to the convention center and get checked in, whatever, and he shook it at them. It didn't take much for like this bicycle cop to just pop out of nowhere and just dogpiled on him, and then 3 cop cars drove up on the park area, and they all had their guns drawn. They were just like, get him on the ground, get him on the ground, and then 8 more came by, and it was just like this big scene. I had just delivered coconut water to Jackie, and I'm like watching this, and I'm like, holy shit. So yeah, no guns allowed. You see any of that shit, even if it's someone just walking around, report it. They just don't have that anywhere near the convention. We don't need to have any of that starting.
This is brought to you by
that was a question I had.
No guns. Okay.
That's a huge question I had, because I know there's a different kind of like dynamic down in Texas, so I didn't know if that was like a thing or not. And
Texas, I think in Austin, most people have more sense on them than normal, than like the rest of Texas. But the thing is, like with guns, treated like any other, like if like pretty much if you see it, just report it, because they shouldn't be having any weapons within the convention.
Yeah.
And that goes for knives and anything like that.
Oh yeah. Any weapon at all. Like even if they say, oh, it's just a prop, doesn't matter. Any prop, even cosplay, it's gotta be tagged. I mean.
And that's part of registration too. So.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Aaron about that. You know, what her experience is about this kind of stuff.
We actually didn't have to handle it that much last year. I believe a lot of the response guardians, because they were kind of managing the lines that were happening, at least on Friday and Saturday. So if they saw anyone with a prop, they were already directing them to the appropriate tables. I don't know how it's going to be this year, obviously, but there was a separate section. We didn't do any of the tagging. It was completely handled by the convention center. So.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, Tim says Austin has open carry of handguns as of 1/1/16. So.
But see, that's just it. Handguns. Yeah. Not what I saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Assault rifles or rifles. Period. They should not have them open carry.
And also, even though they're allowed to have handguns, it's not allowed in convention property.
I was gonna just say that I think probably the sounds of the ACC has its own, based on what you were saying, Marcy, has its own kind of policies regarding that.
And even restaurants and stuff like that in the area too. I mean, they want to have a safe environment, especially if it's like a family restaurant. They don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Definitely not at a bar.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Not at a bar.
Let's see what else. Oh, talking about going back to like the drinking and eating thing. And Kevin goes, who was a photographer for RTX last year, so he was a photography guardian. He says, I almost died running between videos with my gear, which, if you're a photographer, they have at least 50 pounds worth of gear that they carry, that they lug around every year. So.
Oh yeah.
With all their lenses too, yeah, that would be. Yeah. That sounds like it's something.
Rip, Kevin, I feel you. I had to carry Bernie's drone around one day.
You had a drone?
I had to run between. Yeah, didn't you hear it? Friday, first day, he wanted to fly his drone out during the Founding Fathers panel, and then he found out there's no GPS inside hotels, so he was like, oh, well, Marcy, here you go. And I was like, wonderful, thank you. So in between the JW to the Hilton, when the cab that never existed didn't pick us up, the little, pedicab or whatever. We just walked the whole thing. That thing's like 75 pounds. I had to use both hands with my purse and his laptop bag, and I didn't. I'm like, I'm gonna die. It's okay. It's all good. But no, who knows? He might have another fix for that this year. I don't know. We'll see.
Or you might be carrying bowling balls for gifts.
Oh no bowling balls. That's
is that a thing?
Yep.
Yeah,
my first year as a PA, they gave a bowling ball, a Rooster Teeth bowling ball, to Miles, and then I guess there was a Achievement Hunter person there too, so they gave them an Achievement Hunter bowling ball as well. So I had to take both.
Ryan had one. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to take them both down to the gifts area for registration and put them in the box. So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's something that fans got to remember is that even though these kids are local and stuff, and they don't have to like try to like pay like extraordinary fines, for flights to like get these things home, these gifts home. You don't want to have to make them carry that shit all around the convention. It's not like they're going to go home immediately after you give it to them. Like this one person, bless them, because it looked cool. But like how someone had made the Achievement Hunters a Minecraft sword out of wood, and it's just plain wood. It's not painted or anything. Someone made, I think it was a wood guitar. I had to carry that. I'm not going to make Bernie carry that. I had to carry that. And like Bernie purposefully like left it in like certain areas, and I would be like, "Are you gonna take it?" He's like, "I'm deciding." And I'm like, "Bernie."
He's testing you.
Yeah. I ended up dropping it off when we finally got to the convention center. Because last year his entire schedule was in the hotels. He never made it to the convention center. So like the last 2 hours of the last day, we finally went to the convention center. That's where the gift drop was. I just put it there, and I was like, hopefully it gets to the studio. This is all I want. I just don't want to carry it anymore. And also, food. No food. I was gonna say just no food gifts unless the staffer.
And no alcohol gifts.
Yeah.
If you get alcohol, just take it straight to registration.
Mm-hmm. So. Exactly. They have their own reason why they don't. Like, it was basically advice to them, to the staff, to not accept food or drink by fans. You don't know if it could have been tampered with, so it's just kind of a safety precaution. Just take it to registration, and, like, I mean, it doesn't have to be PA Guardians. Like, any Guardian could have the ability to have a fan be like, I don't know if I'm going to see this person. Can you take this on this person's behalf? If you have the ability to get it to the registration area to where the gifts are, awesome. If not, try to get attention of someone that can possibly get that done for you. But food and drink, that's a big one, because like some people be just like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink or eat whatever I want to, but typically it's advised that they don't do that.
Yeah.
So
trying to see. Let me go through and see. Mostly people saying hi. Oh, I've never burned at RTX. The cruise is another story.
Tim, don't let this be your first year, or I'm going to be very stern with you. No, I burn like crazy. I have super sensitive skin, and I have to apologize to Bernie every year. I'm like, I'm so sorry that I smell like puke, but I need sunscreen because I know I'm going to be running around like a chicken with its head cut off outside. So I literally just fill up the bathtub and I lie in and roll around a bit, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Is there anything else that we can talk about?
Tim, don't you start. Tim, I swear to fucking Christ.
Media. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a fun inside joke.
Don't do that.
Yay, inside jokes.
Yeah. Here, I'll explain it a little bit.
Everybody gets them.
Yep.
we sit there and we usually go and like Tim's kind of like our PA troll. Like he messes around with everybody, especially with our team leads. And when we were deciding on when we were going to be, coming back, Tim was going, nah, I think I would just skip it this year. Completely kidding the entire time. But he carried himself like in the text conversations to the point that Jackie and Jen both believed that he was not coming back. And they started flipping out. They're like, no, you gotta come back. Come on.
He's just so convincing with his bitching about how he's like, oh, Barbara probably hated me. And I'm like, no, she loved you. Stop it.
And now that he was accepted as a Guardian, he goes, nah, I don't think I'm going to be going for PA. I'm going to go for, let's start our own. Let's start media. And so me and Raph are like, yeah, we'll join in the media Guardians. So it's a joke that we're starting our own little Guardians group. So you see reference to media Guardians, it's most likely Tim, Raph, and I just being little trolls. Let's see. Anything else that we can talk about? Any stories that you would like to share or any questions that you may have?
Yeah, newbie. What questions you got?
It's like pull out the old binder of just like funk.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely say you'll probably get more questions literally the day it's like the roll call, like then you're just going to be flooded with questions. You're going to be like, oh my God, what if this? What if that? Don't even worry if that happens, because if you do just get like a sudden onslaught of questions that you want answered, Mary will absolutely be happy to answer it, or even your team leads, you know. You'll make everybody feel better by knowing that, you know, you're actually active enough that you want to know the correct answer. And even if you're not going to know the answer, you know who to contact to get that answer. That's even better. Don't try to guess or assume. Get the right answer first time.
I feel like in registration I might get like hounded with questions, and it'll be like people will be coming to me like saying like, oh, like what is this, or like where is this, and I'll be like, what is that? So I think that's for sure something I have to kind of like think about. I know that especially on the server that I've been playing a part, everyone's been really forthcoming with information, and like I've been asking everything as small as, you know, like what happens here? Where is the hotel? What is the hotel? You know, like that kind of stuff. So it's kind of intimidating at first. I think at first I'm kind of, because again, I think we said it earlier in the podcast, I didn't expect to get it. Like I applied and I was like an afterthought, like might as well. I don't want to take myself out of the game now, so I will. And then I got it, and I was like, okay, I gotta be a little bit more serious now about it. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions, like, you know, team leads, and also consult your RTX app when it comes out, because they will have a lot of information specifically for panel times, signings, and because if they keep with the system like they did last year, they'll be, you know, doing the signing saying like they'll already have like the schedule set and everything and have people sign up for the signings.
Yeah.
But for you know, panels, locations, everything like that, it's very the app will have it for you ready to go.
And that's another thing too. The app is not just for Guardians; it's for everybody. So like the first thing you can say is, "There's this wonderful app you can put on your phone." And I mean, a lot of people will be like, "I don't have a smartphone," and you just know that like before this convention starts, it'll be available. Look at the maps, look at the schedules, try to familiarize with yourself with as much as possible so you can try to answer it on the spot. But typically nowadays people have an Android or an iPhone. Just make sure they got the app so they can see that for themselves, because that's kind of like their info booth is right there. Know where bathrooms are.
Yeah,
that's probably
and
good.
Water fountains.
Yeah, water fountains, water spots, bathrooms, food. I mean, they can always get the food in the food court, but like, it's not a far walk to get to like some great food. Like there's food around the entire convention center. They hardly have to cross a street, you know, so they'll be fine.
Oh, speaking of food, that reminded me, because you can also go onto rtsidequest.org, and they will have a beginner's guide for food in the area. They will have a huge list of restaurants that are available for you to go and visit and eat, and they have plenty on there. Which SideQuest is returning, which is a update from before, and they sold out rather quickly.
Yeah, I'm really sad because I'm already like halfway done with a lot of the stuff I'm submitting, and I didn't get a ticket. So I
didn't either.
I spammed Dom and Dan, and I was like, "Look, you guys enlisted me to be part of the theme, and I'm gonna be really heartbroken if I can't see how my baby does." So I was like, "Can I get can I just throw money at you just to at least attend the event? Because like that's the only one I can do." It won't be available for the rest of the weekend to go to any of the other stuff like Bar Olympics and what have you. So. They can't promise anything, of course, but they'll see what they can do. But I really want to go at least to the art auction.
Considering that the auction last year had over 2,000, not 2,000, that'd be...
Jesus.
That'd be crazy. That's almost as big as RTX. No, over 200 people come in for the charity auction. I'm pretty sure they'll have room because it's at the same location as it was last year.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that maybe they'd like even release like more tickets, like, you know.
I'm sure that they will.
Like that's the thing that got me a little.
The problem is this year they did everything in one pass versus last year where they had the weekend passes and then they had the event specific passes. And this year they decided to just do one pass. So
I managed to snag a ticket. Because everyone was talking about it, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I decided to wait because last year, because of all the Like, because I kind of judged it off of that. I was like, I got time. And then I was like, oh, it's less than a week and it's already sold out? That's interesting.
Well, and I think it's exactly what you said. It's because it was all one ticket. What is going on with my computer? Do you guys see this on my face?
Yeah. I was about to say, are you
You're like in a party.
I'm just going to minimize that for a second. I think my flash is about to crash, so if I die, I'm sorry. But no, it's like because they did make it all one ticket.
Don't die.
I'm not going to try. But yeah, since it's all one ticket, a lot of people want to go to the Bar Olympics. A lot of people want to go to blank, whatever. I think like the art charity auction was popular, but maybe not as popular as like the other events. But because that was the only other way they could go to the other events, it just cleaned house with everything. I
would say so.
That makes me so sad because I was shocked it sold out so quickly. I was like literally looking at the tweets saying, and now the RTX tickets are gone. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
RTX SideQuest. I should clarify SideQuest tickets. And I was like,
yeah, RT SideQuest tickets. Jack told me that there was like 20 something left when I left from his house last week.
And then like later that day, it's sold out.
Yeah, like as soon as I got home, it was like, oh, they're sold out. I was like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I guess I'll see you guys next year. And yeah, Bree, she said, weird thing. It looks like they have one ticket on the side. I think that's more of a little bug with the ticketing, like the little application that they go with it on the website, because people have been saying that as well. Like they're like, yeah, it says one ticket, but when I go in, it says they're sold out, and it's officially sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So whether they'll put more tickets on the market, I do not know, but it would be fun to be able to go back to the charity auction, because I didn't get a chance to really go and buy one.
I would love it if they did that.
Yeah.
I would. So yeah, my flash just died, so I'm gonna go restart that, which is probably gonna end the call. Please do not talk about me behind my back. I'll be right back.
We are going to be talking about.
Oh, so that Marcy, man!
How dare you? How dare you? I'll be right back. Let's see. Let's see if it even hangs up on me. It probably will. We'll see.
Maybe.
Still here?
No, I'm still here.
Yeah.
For it.
It's. Do you see this? It's just one white screen. What is going on?
Oh, no, I see a blue screen. Not a white screen.
Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna end Firefox. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Bury me.
Well, I got a story. How about that weather? Is anyone else getting hit with crazy weather in April?
Yeah, we had some really cool weather. We had a blizzard.
No, it's snowing outside my apartment right now.
Yeah, there's a heavy snow showers when I went to visit Jack last week.
Oh,
why?
Crazy.
Ohio is terrible with weather. On that day, we went through 4 weather patterns. It was sunny, then hail, then rain, then snow.
Yep. We just had snow.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, we gotta start talking about Marcy.
You jerk.
Wait, guys, she's here. She's back. Hey, Marcy, how's it going?
Hey.
Oh, yeah, and Tim goes, you don't know what you're doing until the day 2 of your second year.
That is absolutely true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even then, you're not exactly sure how things are going to exactly go. Like last year, for instance, I thought, it's like, I have 1 year with Miles. I know what to do. I know whose family who's with them a lot of times, and the next thing you know, like, I know the Austin Convention Center. Then the next thing you know, they're like, oh, here's 2 more hotels, 2 more blueprints that you have to memorize back and forth, and all the side hallways and everything. And I got people, a couple of friends of Miles lost the first year. And then the second year, I took his mom and dad to the wrong room. So, because I was like, they're like, oh yeah, this panel, it's at this room. I was like, okay, took them there, and then I was like, wait, this is a little bit too much. And then I go check the other room, I'm like, okay, it's in here. And then they were already in there, like waving at me. So I was like, oh god, this is embarrassing.
I want to know what Bree's asking about. Oh, I was hoping I was Marcy's hero. What are you talking about, Bree? What did I miss?
Talking about the side quest. Or maybe?
Yeah,
No, she's talking about the 1 extra ticket on the website.
Oh.
Oh.
For rtsidequest.org. Which, it's a bug, so.
I see. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'll see what they can do. I mean, it is a hotel that they have it in. They can't ban me from the hotel, so I can watch from afar, if anything, like super afar. Like I can look up and like, how's it going?
She rents a room like down the hallway from it, and she's like looking out the door, like.
Exactly. I can send a spy in and periscope it for me and just like keep it on.
Or you can use Bernie's drone.
All right. He even trusts me with it. He trusts me to carry it to actually operate it. Probably not. It's okay.
Let's see. Okay. Wow, it is 10:30, so we are at about an hour and a half. So we're still pretty on par for the length this season. So.
Yay.
Not as long as last week, which was crazy long.
Well, you guys started late.
Yeah, we did start late, but we also went 2 hours, so.
That's true. And then some.
Yeah, and then some afterwards with the post podcast talk. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had all PAs in that one, so it was just like talk with family again. So it was like, hey,
Yeah. Alrighty, I think this is going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys for coming on. Marcy, it was good having you back after last week's short
Thanks, guys.
cameo.
Definitely let me back in after we get assignments.
Awesome. I will definitely plan on it. So I'm also planning, hopefully we can do the team lead interviews like we did last year. But
yeah, those were fun.
It depends on whether the team leads want to talk to us. So
Most likely not.
Yeah, which technically at the last time that I was trying to get Response, Alex was technically an intern at RT, so he was constantly busy.
Now he's a full-time employee, so.
Yeah, you jerk, you left us.
Oh.
Traitor.
But at the same time, congratulations, Alex.
Absolutely. And Stan.
Yeah, and Stan. And there's another one that there's no one that you probably know. He's a compositor, Ryan. He got hired full time as well. So
there's another one that you don't know, I guess. No, this kid named Nate. Christina is friends with him. A little duck. He's an animator for RT. He got hired as well.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
So that was fun.
So yeah. So Stan is officially out of the running for being PAs this year because he will be one of the staff.
Yes, he will be.
Himself. I mean.
I mean, yeah.
I think Tim reserves Stan.
Stan is actually the PA for Kevin the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's I know everybody wants that PA job.
Oh, the dog is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dog.
Oh yeah. If you follow Stan Lewis on Twitter, he has a Shiba, and it's absolutely adorable.
Yeah, his name is Kevin, and he's fluffy and smushy and adorbs.
He attacked Joel on the spot one time. So by attack, I mean giving him like,
I'm following Stan. Don't know how.
It is a mystery.
Just noticed it. Ayo.
Stan's a cute kid. He's fun.
No,
he's good people to follow.
Tim, no, Kevin is not Stan's PA. Stan is Kevin's PA. Kevin's more popular than Stan is.
Jesus.
And Stan even admits to it, so which is the better part.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, it was fun having you guys on, and looking forward to talking to you guys at RTX. And Aaron, good to have you on. I guess no problem. And it was great having you to talk about budgeting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
Which is actually a really important topic. So.
Yeah, go look Aaron M on RT.
Yeah, Aaron M on RT. She's got a series of journals that you can.
I have the link in my profile. I made it easier. There's a whole table of contents, so it's all organized. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, awesome.
It is some good reads. Do it.
Yeah, definitely. It'll help you and help you save money, which is the important part. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh.
Now, did you even hit the button?
No.